Today we are going to have a bit of fun with two commonly used ingredients in the food industry. These are ingredients you're probably not familiar with, but as scientists in the industry, we see these in several foods. The first ingredient is sodium alginate. The alginate gets its name from algae, which is where it was first discovered. We currently extract this ingredient from seaweed. After it's extracted from seaweed and dissolved in water, it becomes quite thick. In the food industry, we use it to thicken sauces and syrups, pie fillings, salad dressings, and ice cream. The second ingredient we'll use today is calcium chloride. Does it sound familiar to you? Sodium chloride, or NaCl, is table salt. So, calcium chloride is still considered a salt and is most commonly used to melt snow and ice on the streets and sidewalks in the wintertime. When calcium chloride is used for food, we see it when food is being pickled and to help vegetables stay firmer and fresher longer. For instance, it can be used in both canned and frozen vegetables. The benefit of using this type of salt is that it doesn't have a sodium ion, which is known to have adverse effects on blood pressure. So I brought in a research scientist, Dan, to show us the little experiment we're going to do with sodium alginate and calcium chloride.
So here's what we are going to do. We are going to hydrate both the alginate and calcium chloride. We are doing a 2% solution, so think 2 and 98. If we do 2 grams of alginate, we add 98 grams of water, if you have a balance at home. If you don't have a balance at home, use 1 teaspoon of calcium chloride to 1 cup of water, and 1.5 teaspoons of sodium alginate to 1 cup of water. For the sodium alginate, I'm going to use a magic bullet. You can use any blender if you have one, or stir it by hand. Stirring with the whisk might be time-intensive. It needs to be mixed and stand for 1 hour, so the alginate can fully dissolve. During this step, you can add food coloring, so it's more fun to see the product of the reaction. For the calcium chloride solution, grab another container and mix 1 teaspoon of calcium chloride for every 1 cup of water. This will mix fairly easily, just like table salt dissolves in water. Now we can have some fun after the alginate has been fully hydrated. We will take the colored alginates and introduce it into the calcium chloride solution. Instantly, the calcium replaces the sodium and bonds the individual alginate molecules together to form a gummy-like product. Think gummy worm with the inside still gooey. You can play with it or eat this fun alginate worm. If you want to taste it, currently it doesn't have any flavor. For a little more fun experimenting with this, you could add different colors, a little sugar, or even some flavor. Don't be afraid to play with your food. You just might develop the next trend.